Remember a few years ago when Call of Duty ripoffs were the big thing in the industry? I sure do. With their bare-bones gameplay and generic plots and ridiculous action sequences, they spread like a cancer. As a sort of retrospective on this thankfully dying genre, I thought I'd analyze one of these games. Homefront, released in 2011, is simply another piece of trash to throw in the pile of pointy-clicky shooty games. It's completely unmemorable and utterly mediocre from its very foundation. Let's dig in. The premise of the game is that North Korea has suddenly decided to invade the United States, and somehow actually friggin' wins. Yeah, okay. Ignoring the fact that the only candle North Korea holds next to the United States Army would be its missile program, also ignoring the fact that North Korea doesn't have enough money to feed its own people, let alone occupy the entire United States, this is just ridiculous. Why would North Korea even want the United States? What are they doing with it? It's certainly against their isolationist ideology, that's for sure. Whatever. I guess you're just supposed to accept that this is an alternate universe or something. Moving on. The problems with this game start literally in the first couple minutes.
It's another beautiful day in the Colorado territories with highs in the mid to upper 50s and strong winds expected from the east. The days are getting shorter, and every citizen of the Montrose Partnership is reminded that curfew has been moved up to 1800 hours. Early to bed, early to rise. Music that makes your workday.
The game can't wait 5 seconds before holding your hand and telling you exactly what to do. What player isn't going to infer that a knock on the door means you're supposed to answer it? Okay, off to a bad start. Let's see where this goes.
Brother Jacob, why are you so reluctant to serve your country in its time of need? We understand that you have lost everything, but you must take heart in what patriotism can bring you. Our glorious leader, Kim Jong-un, will teach you to unlock your country's natural resources, bringing prosperity to all. It is a gift to you. You have forced us to examine your dedication to America's cause. Take him away!
Nice. Alright, within the first 10 or so minutes, the game's pacing problems show their face. You've got this good, if cliched sequence where you're just in a bus riding along seeing all the horrible things the North Koreans are doing. Literally 2 minutes later, your ears are blasted with gunfire and orders being yelled out to you while you blow up a friggin' gas station in a massive shootout. 5 minutes after that, you kill a tank.
NPC, get out of the yard!
Oh no.
Circle around to the left.
I wonder how I'm gonna solve this situation. It's a real conundrum. Okay.
Weapons won't extend that son of a bitch. We need explosives.
Explosives, you say? Oh boy, I sure hope there's conveniently explosives in. Oh wow! Oh, it's C4 right there. Oh, that's fantastic. Okay. Boom. Kapow. Explode. Yeah.
3 minutes after that, you use your own heavily armored vehicle to destroy a crap ton of enemy Humvees while simultaneously shooting Koreans. Can you see the problem here? The game has just barely begun and it's already reached its climax. There was no build-up, just payoff. Starting us off with events this bombastic and over-the-top just means that the rest of the game is going to be boring and exhaustive because it never gets more exciting than this. And there's hardly any breaks either. This nice, peaceful section, dense with detail and characters, lasts less than 5 minutes before the action starts again. The gameplay is little more than pointing and shooting behind cover. You're hardly ever even able to move from cover to cover as enemies will easily flank you and kill you with just a few bullets, sending you back to the last checkpoint. So essentially, the game consists of hiding behind a single piece of cover to shoot the same 3 enemy models until the game tells you to stop. Maybe walk around a bit listening to the annoying characters talk, follow them for a while, and start shooting again. There's no gameplay here. The game tells you what to do every step of the way, and if you don't do it within a few seconds, it literally yells at you. It tells you what to shoot at, when to shoot at it, where to go, what to do, how to do it.
Hold! There's a sniper on that windmill. He's gonna
Oh no,
us unless we
sniper.
take rounds. Jacobs, when you've got a clear shot, take it.
Okay. What?
The game gives you so little free will, its idea of interesting optional content is walking to a corner and pressing E on a newspaper 61 times. The only real choices the player gets are what guns they use and which enemies they shoot first, though there are even exceptions to those liberties, and there are only about 3 to 4 guns to choose from most of the time. You only ever get to use a friggin' shotgun twice, and they're swiftly taken away from you. The game is simply not coded to allow the player to do anything beyond the objectives. You either complete them in a specific manner or the game loads you back to a checkpoint to try again. I can't tell you how many times 2 NPCs have lined by a door and talked for a while until finally breaking through. Speaking of NPCs, I swear they are the most annoying companions in a game I've ever played. The voice actors are constantly shouting their lines, and I mean constantly.
Strike leader, confirm you have a visual. Eagle 1 has eyes on the flare. Package away.
Connor! Can anyone see him? Connor!
There's never a moment of silence in this game, just angry people telling you what to do, and they are with you through the entire game. There are only 2 instances where you actually get to go off on your own, and both of them are easily less than 5 minutes long, and then it's back to the same old repeated lines assaulting your senses and insulting your intelligence. IGN gave this game a 7 out of 10, citing that the plot, settings, and characters were, quote, a huge success. To that I question, what story? Where? Where was it? All I saw was a cliched jumble of excuses to get you to shoot more foreigners. There was no story beyond these bad set pieces more transparent than Ajit Pai's agenda. Finally, after 4 hours of this mentally draining campaign, it ends. It has a cliche character sacrifices himself ending and a dumb narration before the credits roll. And it's not like it's unique in how bad it is. Call of Duty has been pulling this same crap year by year since 2007. There's no difference, there just isn't. Call of Duty may have a higher budget, but its sins are identical. Homefront is simply a more extreme example of what these AAA shooters have been getting away with for more than a decade now. Hold on, you say. The single player campaigns don't even matter. It's all about the multiplayer. Oh! All about the multiplayer, okay. Then let's talk about the multiplayer of Homefront, which thankfully is still pretty active, mostly due to the fact that you could acquire it for free for a period of time on the Steam store. The multiplayer, and thereby this game's justification for existing, is little more than Call of Duty with slightly larger maps and a few vehicles. It's actually probably the best part of this game because it just straight up rips off much better ones, albeit with less quality and certainly less quantity. You really have to ask yourself, why would I play this when I could be playing one that's the same but better? And I'm not even sure the developers would be able to answer that one. I mean, it's fine. It works, I guess. There's no strategy or team play beyond putting the shooty end of your boomstick in the face of the other team, but hey, whatever. So, in conclusion, Homefront is a lesson in mediocrity. It's an extreme example of what happens when the publishers get too zealous in their attempts to replicate success to the point of nothing else mattering except for it resembling the thing that people like to buy. I sure am glad things like this don't happen anymore in the gaming industry. Oh wait!
He is sad.